The Oscars finally show some respect. Death Stranding wanders closer to the big screen, and Mickey Rourke doing Mickey Rourke stuff on set.
Oh, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call! Bueller.
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller.
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
Late for shows.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimble to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello, classmates. Welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class. I'm your host for today, Pete.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Joseph.
And we have a great show for you today. Thank you for everyone joining us on YouTube Live and otherwise. And of course, all the OG audio-only classmates still just listening in podcast land.
Just listen.
Just listening. Not watching.
Could be watching.
Yeah, you're getting 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just for those that only watching audio, I got one thing for you. So we're in week 2 of Spaghetti Western April. And did you guys watch any Spaghetti Westerns besides our movie, The Great Silence?
No.
Guess we'll find out.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
It's called a tease from Joseph.
Yeah.
And a disappointment from Tyler.
Yeah. Unsurprising.
I watched the first of our the Man with No Name trilogy. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I forgot that was a trilogy.
Yeah.
Sort of like the Cornetto trilogy or like Indiana Jones trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the stories don't really have anything to do with each other other than you have the one through line character.
Yeah.
That's interesting to think about. Okay, so let's think about that for a second. So the Back to the Future trilogy, absolutely one runs to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Does it though?
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. Like he literally ends picking him up to go back to the future in the end of the first one.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
And then in Star Wars, it's 100% a continuation. It's
Yeah.
just many years in between, but it's a continuation.
The Godfather, same thing.
Godfather, but yeah, again, many years in between. But with Indiana Jones, does one thing reference the other?
No.
Or are they just standalone adventures?
They're just standalone movies.
Like serialized.
because the sequel is the prequel to Raiders, and
what it's about is in the name of the movie.
yeah,
Or is in the title of the movie. Yeah.
yeah,
Title
Temple
movie.
of Doom, Raiders of
The Lost Ark, The Last Crusade.
Last Crusade.
Yeah, I guess the Terminator franchise all is the same continuous storyline. I just think like with Indiana Jones, it's one character that repeats.
I think Alien would kind of be in that category because like with Alien 1, that is a self-contained story, and Alien 2 is more or less a self-contained story as well because they're bringing Ripley back from cryosleep. So that has nothing to do with the events that
Maybe
happened.
Sergio Leone just didn't have the foresight to add Easter eggs of the last story into the next one.
Maybe.
Yeah, because like they resolved the problems of the story within that one movie.
Yeah, there's no carryover. Which they do with the Alien franchise too, but they still are like, oh, we found this floating through space from the Nostromo.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just a little nugget
Yeah,
to
it's
give
just-
you to the next one.
I mean, like Prometheus and Alien Covenant would be the
prequels, right?
those stories are not self-contained.
No, those definitely coincide with.
But then
each other.
Alien, because it's standalone. Aliens is like she's the result of the happenings of Alien 1, but nothing that happened in Alien 1
matters in Aliens
story-wise really matters.
I feel like Aliens, the sequel, the first sequel, I don't think it could exist in the same exact story format without the first one.
But if we only had the movie Aliens, like, and there was no other movie,
it would be a bold choice to have the audience like have
and just get rid of Ripley.
Oh, you can't.
That's a whip crack.
You can't get rid. Can't get.
You could have just almost the same movie, just without Ripley, and Aliens would just be its own, just sort of random alien action movie.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, sort of James Bond that really doesn't have a whole lot of connection from one to the other. It's just the same character over and over again.
Different
There's
stories.
M's there.
Different villains.
Money pennies there, but it's like different adventure, different villain, different whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe the Daniel Craig ones, they talk about what happened in the last one a little bit. We don't want another Morocco on our hands or whatever.
I think the Daniel Craig one is probably more aligned to like being connected with James Bond movies than previous James Bond movies because
I thought you said James Wan movies.
James Bond movies, yeah.
Weird. He's in the James Bond in the Conjuring universe.
Yeah, I can't think of any
Or Saw.
any other
Yeah.
movie franchises that there are a trilogy or more that have nothing to do with each other.
They're far and few between, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, what about this weather?
No, we're not. We ain't doing that. We're gonna get into some gab and chatter.
Yo, this bit again.
Find some charity, you lad. Now's the time for gab and chatter.
Gab and chatter movie news of the week. Tyler, lead us off.
Okay, well, I wanted to read off the weather report really quick.
I'm muting.
Well, how about this weather, guys? It's above 70 degrees.
I told all of my social media followers that we were going to talk about the weather. Now I'm depriving them of that.
Just tell them to look outside.
Well, regardless, Variety.com, I read this morning that the Oscars are going to add Best Stunt Design category starting in 2027.
Damn.
Finally.
It's long overdue because I feel, I do feel, but I feel like the general consensus with people who are fans of the cinema world, stunt coordinators and stunt men are severely underrepresented in the industry.
Tyler, what about stunt women? That's a whip.
Yeah. Okay. Stunt people, I should say. Sorry, I shouldn't have.
We've ascended. Okay,
that's the next thing. Is that gonna stunt women need to be represented in 2029?
Right now, women aren't allowed to win the Oscar.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only stunt men.
Well, the Board of Governors of the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences announced today the creation of an annual competitive Academy Award for Achievement in Stunt Design, beginning with the 100th Academy Awards in 2028 for films released in 2027. Director and producer David Leitch, I don't know how to say that. He did the stunts. He did not the stunts, but he did The Fall Guy, Bullet Train, and Deadpool 2. He led the initiative on behalf of the stunt community to institute the new official Oscar category. Lech started as a stunt performer and coordinator before making the leap to directing, as well as founding his 87 North Productions banner with Kelly McCormick. Lech and stunt coordinator and designer Chris O'Hara of Stunts Unlimited and others made several presentations to the Academy, leading to the Board of Governors approving the new awards category today.
So this is a little bit in the making.
Yeah.
It's like a concerted effort from this guy, David Leitch.
Yeah, so I think from what I got from this article and like the story that was produced, one, it's probably going to be made into a movie. I feel like, because there's a lot. I think there's a lot more behind the scenes to like even get in front of the Board of Governors to do this presentation and to advocate for like stunt coordinators and stunt people.
So to be clear, though, the award is for
stunt coordination,
like designing the best stunt.
So
not the person who's actually putting themselves out there. Right?
I don't think it's. Yeah, I think it's just like the actual.
What are you thinking, Joseph?
It's a interesting. Like they want to be recognized as by the Academy, right?
Yeah,
right. And part of the Oscar awards. Mm-hmm. But there's like the Republican side of me is it's like when does it end? You know, how far are we gonna push
the best gaffers,
like best boom operator?
Yeah, best boom operator.
Yeah. And also, not every movie has stunts that's nominated.
Yeah,
like every movie has cinematography and editing and music for the most part and acting.
I would say almost every movie has stunts. If you look at the end credits when you're watching a movie that has objectively almost no action in it, and it still has stunt people in it, there's like 6 stunt people.
Yeah,
it's a person getting knocked over a couch.
Not that I don't think that they should be acknowledged at all, but it's
best craft services.
But at the same time, it's like I guess though, on the flip side of that, it's like, well, you have best animated feature in their own category. Obviously, not every movie is animated.
Yeah,
so that's why they have their category,
their own. Yeah,
but then. I'm curious as to what quality of movies that have the stunts.
Best prosthetic makeup design.
Like a movie like Hardcore Henry would get thrown into the Oscars.
Have like 8 nominations.
Yeah. But I'm saying like a movie of Hardcore Henry is not an Oscar like worthy movie.
Now it is.
But with the stunt category being added, it could be.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Well, it'll probably be a technical award. It probably won't be one that's awarded the night of the awards, and it'll be previously at a different location,
It could
pre-recorded
be.
event or whatever.
One of those, the awards
They
that
call
they
them
like,
technical awards.
that they show a short clip of.
Yeah.
Like this happened yesterday.
Well, they have like I don't know if I told this story before, but I was dating this girl in Southern California, and her aunt and uncle worked in the industry, and her uncle was a gaffer. He worked on Alvin and the Chipmunks to the Squeakquel. He had the crew jacket. He's very proud of it.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
And her aunt, she worked for ESPN or Fox Sports or something like that, and she had 3 Emmys on her kitchen table or her coffee table.
Wow.
I was like, wow, these are pretty heavy replicas, and she's got her name on it. I'm like, where'd you get these? She goes, I won them. Like, these are real Emmys?
Yeah.
She goes, yeah. What do you do for the Fox Sports
Network.
MLB Tonight or whatever? She goes, I coordinate the travel and hotel accommodations for the.
You can win an Emmy for that?
That's what I said. That's why I'm bringing it up, because it's like there's a technical aspect that is like none of it could happen without these things. And for on a live event that's a weekly event throughout the course of 20 weeks in a year, it would take a special person to take 50 people for the entire crew in front of the camera and behind the camera.
Yep.
To get to every place reliably for 20 weeks straight.
Yep.
Best focus puller.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Whatever. So
Best cam op. I mean, there's people locally, like, and not just Sacramento, but locally in like whatever your locality is, like news stations. Like I know some editors for news stations that win Emmys.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Academy CEO Bill Kramer and Academy President Janet Yang went on to say, since the early days of cinema, stunt design has been an integral part of filmmaking. We are proud to honor the innovative work of these technical and creative artists, and we congratulate them for their commitment and dedication in reaching this monumentous occasion. Or
Please
momentous, please.
Very nice.
So yeah, I mean, I've always had an appreciation for like the stunt aspect of filmmaking.
It's good. It's exciting.
Just because like those guys, like those people are putting themselves.
Those people.
Oh, here we go. Here
do you
we
mean
go.
by-
Okay,
Those
all right.
people.
Okay, fine. Let me rephrase it. The people that are involved in the stunt department are putting their lives on the line for our entertainment.
And they're still not going to get an award because it's the person that designed it.
I mean, it's kind of like in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where the hippie chick hitches a ride with Cliff's.
That's Margaret Qualley.
And she says, "Are you an actor?" And he's like, "No, I'm a stuntman." She's like, "Oh, that's good because actors are all phonies."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, in a way, I can kind of agree with that sentiment because like stunt people are badass. And so I'm glad that there's going to be recognition where it needs to be recognized. And,
Cool.
And then just really quickly, did you guys see the trailer for Sacramento?
No, I will not watch it.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you think about it, Joseph? Do you think it's
The trailer?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like they filmed on the 5 and it looks like they're in Sacramento. I mean, it just looks the movie itself looks like all right.
Yeah. I watched Bruce Perky's 7-minute review on it.
Oh, he watched the movie already?
Yeah, he
didn't
watched
get- I
it.
didn't catch
Yeah, I watched his review. I haven't watched the movie, but I watched his review, and he did not like it. And it kind of like I was a little bit hot for the movie, like I wanted to see it, but then after that review, Bruce, I was like, I don't know, I don't know.
It looks all right.
I'll watch it one day.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it took like 10 years to make.
Yeah.
I'm like, a movie like this took 10 years to make.
I know. Kristen Stewart looks hot as hell in that movie, though. I'll
It's because
say
she's
that.
pregnant.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Anyways, that's all.
That's
I got.
my cake, baby.
All right, Joseph, what do you got?
I'm gonna click on me first because I always make this mistake. We talked about Hideo Kojima and A24 collaboration a while ago.
Yes.
I don't remember when it happened, but it was A24. They collaborated together with him, and if you don't know, Hideo Kojima is a video game producer, director from Japan.
Yeah.
And him and Jordan Peele had something going on.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is or what it was, if it was a game, if it was a movie. And it was on like after the video game Death Stranding came out, which came out in 2019. And if anyone knows anything about Death Stranding, the game itself already feels like a film itself. One, just like the way it is made, and also the fact that it has Hollywood actors in it and directors.
Yeah, the main character you play as is Norman Reedus.
Yeah, and you have Guillermo del Toro's likeness, and you have Nicholas Winding Refn's likeness. They don't do the mocap; they just have their appearance in the game.
Or do they do voice too?
No,
Oh, okay. That's a cop out.
it'd be fun.
also
It'd be
whip.
funny to see Guillermo del Toro in the mocap suit.
No, I don't need him to be the mocap suit, but let's do the voice.
But
Mocap his face.
and then you have Léa Seydoux, you have Mads
like-
Mikkelsen, you have Elle Fanning, and Margaret Qualley.
I didn't know they were all in it too.
Elle Fanning is in the second one that's coming out.
Oh, okay. She plays the baby.
But she plays a baby. But now we have a director attached to the Death Stranding video game adaptation, who is Michael Sarnowski, who directed Nicolas Cage starred Pig and A Quiet Place Day One, the most recent Quiet Place and prequel.
I heard
Right?
that was critically panned.
And then an upcoming Death of Robin Hood film, I guess. And this, I don't know when this is slated to start production or when it's slated to come out, but I'd be interested to see what it looks like, because the game itself takes place in a post-apocalyptic USA. It's called the UCA, the United Cities of America. And everything's like underground now.
Yeah.
Like everyone lives underground, and the character you play is a porter named Sam Porter Bridges, and you are basically a delivery person, and you just to keep the unite the cities once again, you have to deliver packages from point A to point B from different locations.
Yeah.
And there are these like ghosts essentially called BTs, beach things, that are essentially in purgatory and plague the landscape.
It's a
And-
very confusing, it's convoluted story. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's there's a lot to digest when you're playing that game story wise.
I just like the delivering packages of the aspect.
So much
That's
so
right.
that he did it for real.
That's where you got the bug.
yeah.
Now it's a full-on affliction.
Yeah.
So it's the scope of the story is insane, and the visuals of it are very like beautiful, very mountainous and just wonderful. It feels like you're in Iceland, even though you're supposed to be in the USA.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious as to how it's going to be adapted into a live action, and if they're going to use already like the same cast. Like they already made this game, this story once. They're going to have to now do it for real.
That is where I'm curious as well. Like, are they gonna? I mean, you have to use Norman Reedus because he's like the iconic like face for the Death Stranding franchise. So I would imagine that they're going to more or less have everyone from the cast of the game to the film. But
Yeah.
as far as how they can make it, it's probably gonna be like a 2.5-hour story. It just, I think that there's big ideas for the game that it works in a video game, so it's going to be a really big task to try to compress it into a digestible story.
And you're playing the game for like 80 hours or plus.
Yeah.
Right. And you're learning all this lore and how to like take that information, and you'll have to make compromises somewhere in the story, or just be as cryptic as Kojima and just not handhold anybody, because that he does not help you at all understand anything.
Yeah.
You have to do a lot of the heavy lifting yourself when it comes to understanding the plot.
Norman Reedus hasn't been doing a whole lot lately. He was in The Bike Riders in 2023 and a short in 2024, and then basically just The Walking Dead for a long time.
Yeah, he had his own like
Bunch of
Daryl
music.
Dixon show.
Bunch of music videos as well.
The logline
Music videos.
The logline for the film teases that the mystery surrounding the Death Stranding, which is the event, a catastrophic series of events that blurred the boundaries between the world of the living and the dead, bringing forth nightmarish creatures into a fragmented world on the brink of collapse, will be uncovered. The film will move beyond the gameplay and into the history of the plot. So,
okay. So, all right.
So it could be just like the Death Stranding is the first Death Stranding is going to happen in the game or in the movie. And so we'll see what happens, because in the game you don't see any of that. You just see you're started
You're just plop right in the middle of like
and
whatever.
they sort of explain to you kind of what happened.
Yeah, kind of.
And then the babies, the BB,
BBs,
bridge babies is what they're
Bridge
called.
babies.
Yeah, because they
That sounds like a slur.
that's what they call them, BBs.
Yeah. Goddamn bridge babies out here.
Because the BBs are a result of still mothers who died while pregnant, and the babies are essentially the bridge to the beach, the world, and the beach is purgatory.
Yeah.
And that's how that integrates into the character and how you see the BTs. It helps detect when BTs are near. And then you have the other aspect, which is timefall, with the rain in the game, which rapidly ages life.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I love that concept. That's a M. Night Shyamalan concept.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you go to the beach that makes you old? No, I was in the rain that makes you old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the beach, it's the rain.
It's the rain. It's actually the rain at the beach.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on in the game. And I'm really, I'm like worried, but like kind of excited to see how they portray that in a film. Because the game is already it's already an experience, like a cinematic experience, like similar to Last of Us.
Yeah.
Which is coincidentally coming out.
I mean, like
tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'll be yesterday when this comes out.
I can't wait.
Anybody who's on the Patreon should go back and listen to our Last of Us Season 1 retrospective if you want to get a little...
Yeah. I'm excited because I really love the game, and I'm really excited for the second one coming out. So yeah. And then the fact that this director is attached to it, the only things I've seen from him is Pig.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
and that's like a vastly different type of story.
Well, the Quiet Place Day 1 was not great. But I mean, I don't know. It wasn't terrible. It just wasn't great either.
Pig was good. I liked Pig.
It was good.
They should have got Gareth Edwards to do this.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or
I feel like that's right up his alley.
I don't know. Maybe Denis could have taken a crack at it.
Yeah, that'd be good too, honestly.
There's some interesting stuff there. Absolutely.
But we'll see. I mean, like it is confirmed though that that's awesome.
It is confirmed. And yeah, will Nicholas Winding Refn make a cameo? Will Margaret Qualley make a cameo? Will anybody from this cast be in this movie?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I guess we'll find out.
But yeah, whenever that comes out in 2 years, maybe.
Cool.
But yeah, that's all I have.
All right, let's see here. Camera's all jacked up. Okay, cool. Okay, so my news story of the week, just kind of if it wasn't like kind of gross and a little disturbing, it would be funny. So Mickey Rourke is back in the news, and
gross.
Yeah, gross. Ew. Late last year, you guys are familiar with JoJo Siwa? You know who JoJo Siwa is?
Yeah.
Is that the little blonde
Green
girl?
guest on my podcast.
Yeah, she's the little blonde, annoying, cringe dancer girl.
Like YouTuber.
She's
like
a
influencer.
Yeah,
thing?
she's like
I don't know how she started.
She started
was
on Dance Moms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Andrew, I did not see the Minecraft movie. I will wait till it comes out on rental and I'll watch it.
Those poor theaters.
I know. We almost talked about that too. That's a travesty. I'm glad that people are going to the theaters, but Jesus Christ.
For that? That's what draws you out.
To what end?
Hey, they're kids.
To what end?
They're kids.
Fuck them kids.
All right, Michael Jordan. So anyway, so JoJo Siwa, super cringe. But in December, apparently they were on a UK Celebrity Big Brother. And
UK
Celebrity.
Mickey Rourke's not from the UK. Or JoJo Siwa.
I know. I don't know.
What does Big Brother mean? What does that even mean?
It's a reality show where they live in the house together and they have
You never heard of Big Brother?
Voted out.
No, but so they just film each other living.
Yeah, it's like kind of like Road Rules or Real World or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You've really never heard of Big Brother?
No.
You've heard of Survivor?
Yes.
You've heard of Amazing Race?
Yes.
Those are the big like three.
Big Brother's been around for like
ever.
I've never
just
heard,
as long.
I've never, and I'm being sincere, I've never heard of Big Brother before.
That's fine. Let's move on.
Okay.
So
You sure about that?
UK
Yes.
Big Celebrity Big Brother and
Celebrity Big Brother.
Apparently, JoJo Siwa had mentioned that she was a lesbian on the show, and Mickey Rourke said, "I can tell. If I stay longer than 4 days, though, you won't be gay anymore." And,
Wait, she's gay?
yeah, she's gay. That's
okay.
that's not the story. The story is, I'm just saying,
I'm gay.
That was. He says, "I can guarantee you," and she said, "I'll guarantee you, I will still be gay, and I'll still be in a very happy relationship." But then Rourke joked that he might tie her up, and JoJo Siwa dared him to try. After a few minutes, Mickey Rourke told some other customers he planned to vote the lesbian out. So he got this is in December. He got a warning from this reality show. You can't talk to people like that. You're Mickey. Mickey, you can't do it.
Not Mr. Rourke. Just
hard to
on a first name basis.
Hard to take somebody seriously when you're calling them Mickey. To be honest.
Hey Mickey, you're not so fine.
You're not so fine. This comment's not so fine. Those comments did blow my mind though, and the censors.
Dude, that is
so
a weird
that's
thing to say.
So that's December, and then just recently, Bella Thorne, who worked on a movie called Girl with him in 2020.
Girl.
She was on I think it was a podcast. She was in an interview.
She was a dream guest on her podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Where's it? Oh, it's on her Instagram. She says, "Gross. I had to work with this man in a scene where I was on my knees with my hands zip tied around my back. He's supposed to take a metal grinder to my kneecap. It's like a horror movie or some sort of thriller or whatever. And instead, he used it on my genitals through my jeans. He was hitting them over and over again. I had bruises on my pelvic bone. Working with Mickey was one of the all-time worst experiences of my life as a working actress."
Hey, Mick, it's supposed to be on the knees, not on the...
No, this is better.
Yeah, that's okay. I think I'm a pro. All right.
I've done this before.
Yeah, if I'm here for 4 episodes, she's not gonna be gay anymore. I swear. In the final scene, Bella Thorne also said Mickey had to rev his engine to cover her in dirt. I don't know. I guess he thought it was funny to humiliate me and the entire crew or something. I just don't know, is what he said, or what she says. She also says she went on into Mickey Rourke's trailer completely alone to convince him to continue with the movie since he wouldn't speak to the director or producers.
What?
She had to beg him to return to the movie so everyone could finish the movie. They'd get paid.
I ain't doing that shit.
She said, "Everyone's work would have been lost and completely for nothing. I didn't want to do it. I was uncomfortable, especially after what he did with the metal grinder. But I did what I was asked to do and what was best for the movie." She's got like just putting him 100% on blast.
This movie that who's heard of this movie?
It's got a 4.4 on IMDb or something.
Oh.
It's
Girl. Is she the
4.9? Yeah. Well, I don't know. Let's see.
She plays girl.
She's a girl.
She's a girl.
Oh, her character is named Girl.
Oh.
Okay.
There you go.
These characters' names are funny there.
Girl. Guy.
Girl, daughter, mama, sheriff, which is Mickey Rourke, town fuck up, which is Tyler.
Is that what it says?
Just kidding. It is. The character's name is Town Fuck Up.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really what it says.
It's on IMDb.
Oh my
Town
God.
Fuck Up.
Are they allowed to do that?
Yeah, sure. And Daddy. So
She was hot, dude.
So this is the part that I think is funny because all that's, I mean, it's just kind of Mickey Rourke being a shithead Mickey Rourke, right? And none of it's super surprising for him. But this part is funny. Representatives for Rourke told Fox News Digital that, quote, "We are aware of the deeply troubling statements made by Bella Thorne regarding her experience on set with Mickey Rourke during the production."
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
We are aware of it.
Yeah, we're aware. We're basically, we heard you.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah,
we know.
Yeah, that'll happen sometimes.
My God.
Yeah, Anger Otter says he was a very attractive man when he was young, but he's always looked strange. I think the last film Mickey Rourke looked normal in was Wild Orchid. Yeah, he got some bad plastic surgery, I think, and also like got some bad smack or something.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something ain't right with that man.
It's like he lived the life of the wrestler.
Yeah,
but like in acting instead of wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's I don't know, Mickey Rourke on a path of bad things.
Yeah, I mean that was very the disturbing thing was I'll tie you up. Like what?
Yeah, don't worry, I'll turn you straight, little girl.
Like what the hell?
Well, he's kind of a scary looking man now, and but also like them being on a UK reality TV show together. I feel like we got nothing else going on.
I guess.
I mean, it sounds kind of fun. Like, I might be game for doing like a Big Brother-esque sort of show.
But you're not a celebrity though.
Well, I mean, I'd argue that, but
In your own mind.
I feel like we should put you in like the contestant sort of scenario
what does that mean?
The contestant
from the documentary about the Japanese guy.
the guy that gets stuck in the room for 2 years.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I would be down with that.
Yeah.
We give you scratchers and you have to win your survival.
I've always said to like my previous partners, like, I wish that you could have cameras like wherever I go just to watch me do my day-to-day stuff.
Why don't you just attach a GoPro to your chest?
Because that looks weird.
They have a documentary, an old school documentary about that called "We Live in Public." It's about one of the first guys to 24-hour live stream his entire life when the technology had just become possible.
Yeah, I think I might do that one day.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain degree, having a podcast where you talk into a microphone to X number of people every week takes a certain degree of narcissism. So we're all guilty of that. But Tyler, I couldn't tell you how many times we're just out in the world living our lives, and Tyler's like, "We should be recording this."
Yeah.
Like, no, we should not. We're fucking walking to the burger spot to get a beer.
Yeah.
And you think that people want to watch this?
Yeah.
No.
That's the.
We're not interesting enough for that.
Well, I mean,
you're included in that we.
Well, come on, Mick, get your shit together. Like, geez.
You can't say that. Mick is a slur. Okay. All right. You guys ready for some stream picks?
Sure.
Yeah.
Movies.
Wanna watch a movie?
Yes, I do.
Disney Plus. Oh, HBO Max.
If I don't get the pick, show's over.
I have grown accustomed to Hulu Plus.
I like Netflix.
Streaming picks. Movies that we watched on our streaming services this week that you can watch on yours too. Tyler, what's up?
All right. I only have one movie that I have to stream pick this week.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna miss the whip when it's gone.
No, the whip stays.
When it's no longer.
The whip stays.
Mustache on or off?
So this is 1997's The Saint, starring the late great Val Kilmer. This is a quintessential late 90s movie. That's not even a slight towards the content of the film. It's a really fun, just straight up fun action movie. Mm-hmm. I never even heard of it before too until it was recommended to me, and I was like, okay. So the synopsis is: as a young orphan, a boy refuses to accept the name given him by priests and instead chooses to take on the name of Simon Templar. Freaking
Templar.
Weird name, but when I heard that in the movie, I was like, all right, Simon it is.
This guy's named Simon? All right.
Loser, dude. Simon, are you kidding me?
I guess I'll accept it.
What are you, host American Idol or something?
Yeah, so basically he was kind of like a fuck up in Catholic school. He witnessed his like girl crush getting pushed off of the stairs, and then the girl dies, and then fast forward, now he's like this like professional like criminal and like, you know, just doing jobs for like the mafia and shit like that. I mean, there's nothing really of note to say about this movie other than Val Kilmer I've only known him in Batman, Tombstone, The Doors. What else?
Top Gun.
The movie you said you think of him first of last week, Top Gun.
Oh yeah, Top Gun. Yeah, Top Gun. But I never heard of The Saint before. But it's nothing really. There's nothing really of note to even say about this movie other than it's streaming on Netflix. No,
That's the most important thing about
There's
it.
nothing
Prime.
there's nothing to say about this movie except where it's playing.
it's Amazon Prime. My apologies. Yeah, it's just a really fun romp. You get Val Kilmer being a badass. It has the Russian mafia involved.
What genre of movie is it?
It's an action movie, like an action thriller,
Like a Boondock Saints action movie?
Yeah, kind of.
Is it like ridiculous like that?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's a quintessential like late 90s movie, because like the way like it's edited and like the music in it is just very like bombastic and over the top. very fun movie. Definitely check it out on Amazon Prime.
What kind of rating would you give it?
Oh, I would give it a solid B. Definitely a solid B. It's not a bad movie at all, and I think it kind of I think it solidified myself because I've always been on the fence with Val Kilmer's acting skills, like because I know he's done like some masterpieces. He's done some masterpieces.
You can't talk ill of the dead.
And then, I mean, when I said Top Gun, I'm not talking ill, but like I've always been on the fence with him, like just like the way the way he looks, like he just doesn't really look like a movie star to me. So like when I see him on screen, like I'm just like, but after watching The Saint, I was like, okay, yeah,
this guy is it.
This is like
now that I've seen this movie that has no redeeming qualities and is of no note of value except for where it's streaming. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Not Tombstone, really?
No, well, yeah.
You questioned him after Tombstone?
I didn't question him after Tombstone.
And Kiss Bang Bang? You could both be in that catalog, and now you're like, you know what?
I forgot he was in Kiss Bang Bang.
He's okay. I mean, it's jury's out still, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it was good. I mean, the only reason why I say there's nothing of note of this movie is because it's so average. Like, it's not a groundbreaking movie or anything like that. But it did put me in like the headspace of 1997, and it wasn't bad.
Directed
either.
by Philip Noyce.
Noise.
Noyse or CE.
But
ooh, Elizabeth Shue. She's a stone cold fox.
Yeah, it was a fun movie, and I'm glad to have watched it.
2.8 on.
It is definitely a mid movie.
Letterboxd. 3 stars is the number one rating.
And I couldn't agree more with myself than that. It was a very.
It's a mid movie, but it sealed the deal for you that Val Kilmer is
really locked it in.
A leading
Val
man.
Kilmer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like as confusing and as weird as that sounds, yeah, that's this very mid movie that is rated very poorly on IMDb was what confirmed my appreciation for Val Kilmer's.
This guy has
career.
got it.
Yeah,
it's got that it factor.
Yeah. I mean, like, see ya best.
This not bad movie sealed the deal for me.
It did. That's true.
All right, cool. Joseph, what do you got?
I got a few. I watched a mid-90s movie called The Net that you stream picked a few weeks ago, a month ago.
Nice.
Something like that.
Nice.
And it was definitely like hacking into the mainframe type of dialogue and
look at us, we're on a beach. We both want to wish we had our router with us.
Yeah.
Or modem with us.
I know, you win the biz or you win the industry.
Yeah.
And like they really tried to hammer the point in the beginning that she's like the best. Like
and a loner.
Yeah, like she's like on the phone with whoever she contracts with, and like, oh man, and whatever, Sandra Bullock, you're really the best at this.
Mm-hmm.
You're a lifesaver. But the movie itself, it wasn't like the story wasn't as campy as like as I like hoped it would be.
Mm-hmm. Because back then it took it very seriously.
Yeah, and the story was interesting. Like she plays Angela Bennett, and she gets involved in a sort of almost like a dark web. Like not money laundering, but
they have there's a security protocol program that supposedly is being installed on all these places, and it's
a Trojan
compromised.
virus.
Yeah, it's compromised. It's not actually a security program. It's actually a backdoor operation.
Yeah, and they're just trying to get into
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's right.
To the mainframe of the government or something. And
Nice.
her identity gets deleted, and she's given some random identity. And nobody believes that she says who she is, and then she ends up on the run from the police and the FBI and stuff. It was definitely a pinnacle 90s movie when she's like online ordering pizza.
Yeah.
It looks like a Flash game.
It does. It really does.
So that aspect of it was funny, but it was pretty entertaining, like in itself, or in and of itself, separate from like the cheesy pie like portrayal of computer hackers or whatever. Dennis Miller playing her like lover therapist was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he would fit that role at all.
Shithead therapist lover. Well, he does. I mean, he does play a good skis.
Yeah, for sure. He's in another.
Got to be some sort of ethical.
He's in another stream pick of mine, actually.
Angry Otter says anyone that was on computers in the 90s was looking for pi symbols after that movie.
Yeah.
Look for the pi, my guy.
And then she murders a man. Spoilers. But yeah, it was. I mean, it was fun. It was a fun schlocky, campy movie of the mid 90s for sure. And that's streaming on Netflix and Paramount Plus.
Cool.
Via Apple TV. The next one I watched, also starring Dennis Miller, I watched a childhood classic of mine, Joe Dirt.
Oh
yeah.
Joe Dirt, David Spade. Also Kid Rock is in this movie, playing his best role himself, possibly, who can barely read. David Spade, Dennis Miller, Kid Rock, Adam Beach, Jamie Presley, Christopher Walken.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's in the Witness Protection, right?
Fred Ward, John Farley. This is a movie that I watched a lot as a kid because it's so silly. And watching it again this week, I haven't seen it in a long time. Also, Eric Persullivan, who played Dewey on Malcolm in the Middle as a young Joe Dirt. Pre-Malcolm in the Middle, I believe. But I've always enjoyed this movie. The nostalgia carries it heavily for me. And I still think it's like really funny when he's at the fireworks stand talking to the Native American. He's like,
that long.
You ain't got no kitty whistlers, no Husker do's, Husker don'ts. It's
a great extended sequence.
Yeah, and then the Buffalo Bill parody. That's Buffalo Bob.
Yeah,
and he's just in the well. He's like, "Come on, man! You puts the lotion on the skin. Where's my auto trader?
Where's my auto trader?
Yeah, we had a deal, man." It's I didn't really make the connection that Joe Dirt, the character himself, is like the most wholesome person like in the world. Like he's the most like
he's like a water boy. Adam Sandler's water boy.
Like he doesn't even want a relationship with Brandy, like the first person that he like really hangs out with. Like he just is friends with her.
Yeah.
He never thought of her as as someone that he could like be romantic with. Until the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
Almost like they were like siblings essentially. And then Kid Rock comes in the picture and he wants to take that step with Brandy, even though he's a dumbass and he's Kid Rock. It's just an entertaining movie for me.
Where's it streaming?
This is streaming on Amazon Prime, and Deanna had never seen it.
Okay, that's fun.
We had a grand old time.
All right, cool. So it still holds up. Your childhood?
I think so. For me, it does.
You know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, it's like watching like a cartoon, from your childhood. It's like SpongeBob. So that's Joe Dirt. My spaghetti western that I watched was Fistful of Dollars as well.
All right.
The first of the Man with No Name trilogy, the Blondie trilogy,
the Dollars trilogy,
whatever you want to call it, streaming on Amazon Prime. Starring Clint Eastwood as well as your main character. This is a much short. It's like half the length of Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Literally.
And it's a much more contained story compared to Good, Bad, and the Ugly. It takes place within one town, and there's essentially two gangs that are running the town, and the civilians of the town are the caught in the middle. And Clint Eastwood enters this town. San Miguel is what it's called.
Yep.
And almost like he like pits them against each other, to just bring an end to this whole thing. And he plays more of the good in this movie than he does the good in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah. He's definitely still compromised.
A man of questionable integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want to hear something funny?
What?
So This is, what year was this again?
64.
Okay, so 1961, Yojimbo is released by Akira Kurosawa.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the synopsis. A nameless ronin or samurai with no master enters a small village in feudal Japan where two rival businessmen are struggling for control of the local gambling trade. Taking the name of Sanjuro Kuwabatake, the ronin convinces both silk merchants, Teizan and sake merchant Tukimon, to hire him as personal bodyguards and then artfully set in motion a full-scale gang war between the two.
Mm-hmm.
It's Yojimbo. This is Yojimbo.
Yeah. So yeah, he pits them against each other so that he gives them each false information, misinformation, so that it benefits from both.
See, I'm playing both sides.
Yeah,
that way I win either way.
And then he ends up he gets that part of it, and then there's not even like a romantic part of it, but he like helps out essentially the people involved in the family that are involved in the gang like crimes themselves, or the people caught in between. And it's a solid movie, and it's not as good as The Good and the Bad, the Ugly, I think, but it's a more contained, like tight little story comparatively.
Yeah.
And if you want to not dedicate 3 hours of your time or of your day to watch something like that, then this is a good solution or alternative.
He definitely seems less grizzled too.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a little bit more kind of straight ahead. He's not as nearly in this sneering asshole phase as much.
And this is when the poncho that he wears is clean.
Yeah. Nice, freshly minted poncho.
Yeah. So that was really entertaining. Fistful of Dollars. And that's streaming on Prime. And then
And Philo.
Oh yeah, Philo.
Come on.
Philo, I guess.
Give Philo its due.
And then I finally watched Adolescence in its entirety. And it's fantastic. It's wonderful.
You liked it?
Yeah. It's a beautiful and beautifully made miniseries. And it's an acting powerhouse, and technically, obviously, it's very impressive. That goes without even mentioning it, but here I am. It was so impressive that you don't really even notice it.
Yeah.
After the first episode, I think it's the end of the first episode, or maybe it's the end of the second episode. End of the second episode, where it goes to the drone, and you're like, okay, this is the end, but it keeps going, comes back down, and then it picks up again. And I'm like, damn,
how? Yeah. So
holy shit!
I know after you watch that episode, you probably think the same thing that I thought, which was, if you're doing a long one shot, you put a shot like that, a risky shot like that at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Not you shoot 45 minutes of the episode and then you fuck up with the drone transition, and you got to start all over again.
Yeah, I mean they probably rehearsed for months, and then they probably only had a few takes a day, if that. That's just my assumption. 2 to 3, imagine. Yeah, because it's in the morning. Because you also have to deal with lighting, and when you're outside, obviously, like you only have a small window to like reset everything as well.
Yeah.
And I would hate to be like an extra that's in the background that has an action and fucks it up. I would hate to be that person.
Just don't look.
Yeah.
Just don't look at the camera.
Not even
fuck up.
One of the main players, if they like flubbed a line or missed a cue or something, but just being that person in the background that obviously like just looks at the camera right away.
The idea that the acting is so good on an edited movie is impressive. Like the acting performances are impressive. Getting it all in one shot with kids and adults.
Yeah.
Interior and exterior.
The school episode was bonkers in terms of like the amount of people that are involved.
Yes.
And then I feel like after like watching it all the way through, and what I didn't know is that the story spans a year, essentially, just over a year, and I didn't know that. So that was an interesting part of it, because I feel like people who went into it and didn't like it or were disappointed were expecting something else, like a murder mystery or an explanation, like a clear explanation as to why this happened, or answers like they were looking for answers that weren't necessarily answered, or questions that weren't necessarily answered. But it's almost it's not a secret it's not a mystery at all as to what happens in the story.
My only mystery was that till the end, when he makes that phone call to his dad, I really wasn't sure. Did he actually? Because he keeps denying it, and it's like you see the video footage, but you're like, but was it so far away that maybe it was some other scrawny kid who was trying to frame him or something like that? You know?
No, it's not.
And when he calls him, you're just like,
yeah, they do some like small allusions to maybe it's like oh, is there something something else going on?
Yeah,
or did we look at it incorrectly?
There was always just a little doubt that I thought maybe he didn't until.
And
the end,
I mean, the first episode, I was like, I felt really bad. I felt really bad for the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't. I already knew what was coming.
And then, I had a lot of sympathy because, as a viewer, we don't know as well. Until you see that footage, and you're like, well, fuck. Yeah, you feel like the dad in that situation because it's like you want to feel like bad. You want to you want to feel like there's no way. It's like there's no way that this could happen.
This innocent looking little boy, this little shrimpy little kid.
Yeah, and then it's revealed, and then you're like, shit, and then the episode where it's literally just the counselor or the therapist. No, she's not therapist, or psychologist.
Yeah, she's a psychologist. Yeah, and
they're just in that room the whole time. That was so good, and I can't imagine being that kid's first. This kid's first role, and then the end episode, the end of the last episode, it was like
with the mom and dad in the room.
That, and then just the dad in the kid's room.
Oh yeah,
and he's just like, because after the phone call with his kid, and he's gonna change the plea or whatever.
Yeah,
it was like I was like, God damn! It's like you're mourning your child in a different way.
Yeah, even though he's not dead.
Yeah, and it was
very emotional.
It was, yeah, and it was just captivating the whole time.
Yeah,
and I feel like people were expecting something different. People who found it boring, or people who found it just like they wanted to go on a fun ride of like a murder mystery.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was waiting for. Like I said when I stream picked it, on a technical aspect, it was beautiful, but the story is really just what took me out.
Tyler, get on that mic.
The story is what really just took me out of the whole experience of Adolescence.
It's definitely not an entertaining watch, so there's that. I mean, Angry Otter's in the chat. He couldn't get into it either, but could appreciate the technical aspect of it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if I was in the wrong mood, I might look at it and be like, "This is I don't want to watch this." Fucking Andrew Tate is enough in the news,
and that's not even as much in the forefront.
They don't bait you over the head with it.
No,
it's just a little bit of, because it's like, I think in reality that's not just it, but it is a huge contributing factor to this whole red pilling of our children, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that people looked at it through sort of the wrong lens in terms of like, I want there to be a reveal, or I want to be taken on some twists and turns.
Well, I'll tell you, like, me and Brianna watch a lot of heavy subject matter content, movies and stuff, shows, movies, whatever, documentaries. Mm-hmm. And just producer Justice, he'll come in the room and he's like, "Why do you guys watch this sort of stuff? Don't you want to be like entertained? Don't you want to like laugh or something?" We're like, we watch those too, but I like that stuff, you know. I like to be exposed to things that I don't have in my own life. It's almost like a roller coaster, feeling something shitty that, thank God, I don't ever have to deal with in the real world.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Glad you caught up on it.
It's dynamite.
Cool.
Dynamite stuff.
All right. Yeah, I recommended that to Jason Kleberg. He didn't need to hear it just for me. Everyone's been talking about it, and he said it was fantastic. He just finished it this week, too. So speaking of which, we're going to do a little bit of a crossover. So I got all of our Cool Ass Yard Duties Blu-rays labeled downstairs are going to go out today or tomorrow into the mail, and we're going to do a little bit of a crossover. Whichever, there was one or two of those movies that didn't get claimed, you know, because we only have so many Cool Ass Yard Duties. Mm-hmm. I'm going to donate one of those to his because Kleberg's show, Force 5 Podcast, friend of the show. Go listen to that show. If you listen to us, you'll like them. And I think you and I did the Jim Carrey draft, was it? No, it was
we did.
Jim Carrey draft, yeah. On that show, which was really fun. It's a top 5 format, very, very fun. Kleberg, good person, local to us here in Northern California as well. And he's doing a free Patreon. His Patreon is 100% free because he's not on social media anymore, and he wants to have basically a place for people to go and talk movies and stuff without the trappings of being on social media and having to get exposed to Andrew Tate every 5 seconds. So I'm gonna give one of those movies to him to do a giveaway. So if his listeners potentially can come over and listen to us on the show. So if you're listening to us from Force 5, welcome, hello. And you should do the same thing. It's just patreon.com/Force5, I think Force 5 or Force 5 podcast. Anyways, so my streaming picks for the week, I have 2 that were rentals. I won't spend much time on them because I had to spend a couple bucks to rent them. But number 1 is a fun movie from 2018 that I missed somehow. I didn't really hear much about it, called Bad Times at the El Royale. Almost a 4-star movie. Needs probably about 15, 20 minutes trimmed off somewhere near the end of the second act, beginning of the third act. I think they gave Chris Hemsworth at some point, his character is introduced to the movie, and they just kind of give him too much scenery to chew on, and it doesn't really conducive to the movie itself. I think it's just overdone a little bit. But it's kind of a crime thriller whodunit in the 1970s. Let me see what year it's supposed to be taking place in. 69. And it takes place in Lake Tahoe, and it takes place at a hotel called the El Royale, and it's right on the California-Nevada border. The hotel's split down the middle. They got a line drawn down the middle. Yeah. On this side of the hotel, you can stay in California. On this side of the hotel, you can stay in Nevada. And this is starring Jeff Bridges, Cynthia Erivo, who's the other lead in Wicked that's not, what's her name? Selena Gomez or whatever? Ariana Grande. I don't know. Lewis Pullman, Bill Pullman's son. Dakota Johnson, Kaylee Spaney, John Hamm, Chris Hemsworth, Nick Offerman, Shea Wiggum, and Jim O'Hare. It's a couple other people you might recognize too, but this is 7 strangers, each one with a secret to bury, meet at the El Royale, a decadent motel with a dark past. In the course of a fateful night, everyone will have one last shot at redemption. So that's all I'll say. It's a good whodunit. There's a mystery at foot, but the mystery with each character is not necessarily the same mystery. It's not like, kind of remind me of a little bit of like Smoking Aces, where all these people can meet at this one hotel to get some deed done, but they're not all there for the same reason. So that's interesting. And then as the story kind of unfolds, there's more intricate things within each character. And it's a great character study amongst multiple characters. So a lot of interesting shots. This is directed by Drew Goddard, who also directed Cabin in the Woods and The Matrix 5.
He did Matrix 5?
I don't know.
Matrix 5?
Matrix 5. I don't know what that is.
The Matrix 5 is in production.
Oh, that's the new one.
Yeah.
So that's the new one he's going to be directing the new one.
Oh.
So anyways, that's Bad Times at the El Royale. You do have to rent it. It is, let's see how much rental is. $5, $4 on Apple TV, $4 on Amazon, and I'd say it's worth it. It's a fun watch.
Cool.
Next up, another rental which is out somewhat recently from a recent theatrical release, Companion from 2025. This is a $6 rental. You can get it on Amazon, YouTube, or any of those normal places you might find it. Do you guys know anything about the movie?
Not really.
I've heard of it, but I know nothing.
She's like an android or something.
Yeah, she's like a sex robot.
It would have been great if they were able to not put that in the trailer.
I didn't even see the trailer.
Or the any of the marketing poster. It all kind of leads to that.
Oh, okay.
Is that a twist?
Not really, but the first 15, 20 minutes of it, you don't know she's a robot.
Oh.
And it's just...
Is that a big reveal?
So the thing is, to her, it's a big reveal. She doesn't know she's a robot.
Oh, it's like Blade Runner.
So,
yeah. And great cast. Sophie Thatcher, recently from Heretic. Jack Quaid. Lucas Gage. Megan Surrey. Haven't seen her before, but she was great. And Harvey Guillen, who plays Guillermo on What We Do in the Shadows. Also, Rupert Friend is in it too. This is a really fun movie. Super fun. It's It's set in pretty much just in a single house as well, just like at Bad Times at El Royale. And it's Sophie Thatcher is a android. So it's set in the near future, and Jack Quaid is her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And she's head over heels in love with him because she's programmed to be. And some bad things happen. Heather says, agreed about marketing. You can tell that that's what they wanted to do with the marketing, not tell it. But I guess they felt they needed to. It sucks for the marketing because you kind of have to give a little bit of more of a hook to get people to be like, oh, that's why. How is that different than anything else?
Yeah.
The teaser that I saw was her sitting at the dinner table with Jack Quaid on the other side, and her wrists are chained to handcuffed to the chair.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, we're gonna have a great dinner together. And I'm like, ooh, that's enough for me to watch it. And then more stuff happened, and you realize she's an android. So, very fun. Very fun. I won't say really much about it, but it is action. It is bloody. It's
bloody.
It's bloody. Yeah. There is death.
Oh.
Is it
Do you
like
feel
Megan
death?
adjacent?
Adjacent. Yes.
Okay.
Adjacent. Not as campy.
Okay.
Is it kind of like
I
Ex
didn't like
Machina
Megan
in
that
a
much.
way?
Huh?
Is it like Ex Machina in a way?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes. Less serious than Ex Machina.
Okay.
So somewhere between Ex Machina and Megan. That's where Companion falls.
Okay.
But there's a lot of fun stuff. There's a sequence where she can't lie because she's programmed not to. So she changes her voice settings to German. So she's telling the truth to the person she's talking to, but it's in German, so we can't understand.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. There's a lot of fun stuff here. So that's Companion,
okay.
rental, all the places you normally rent a movie. It's very fun. I watched Fistful of Dollars as well.
Nice.
Yeah, fun, great, solid. Less iconic, but still pretty iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Great line where he's basically riding or walking over to these three thugs.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at the guy making the coffins and goes, "Get 3 coffins ready." And then he walks over to the guys and he kills 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
When he walks back, he goes, "Make that 4." And you're like, it's fucking cool. Really cool. So,
Oh God,
yeah,
that's awesome.
if you haven't watched it, watch it. Especially, I mean, we're in a spaghetti western season. It's like, watch the movie.
Yeah, I've only ever seen like the parody of Clint Eastwood and his like face and how he acts from like Jim Carrey and stuff, and I'm like, well, it's pretty spot on.
Yeah, it's
like,
clo-
I'm
it's
like
pretty close.
it's not really much of an exaggeration.
Yeah, especially in the later ones. But
Yeah.
like this one has less of the sneering, twisted face
Where
look.
he's like,
but it's there. Yeah, that's more in Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah,
Or Gran Torino.
chewing on a cigar. Or something.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's very fun. I mean, Joseph already talked about it. I agree with everything he said. Go watch that on Amazon Prime. Next one, surprise movie. Never thought I'd watch a movie like this.
I never thought I'd watch a movie.
I never thought I'd watch a movie. Never.
Tyler every day.
You know, when I thought about making a movie podcast, I thought I've only seen like 7,
Yeah.
and I like them all. So
Why not?
All 3 stars.
we're batting 100%. So this is on Netflix. It's from 2024. It's called Wicked Little Letters. Wicked Little Letters. This is starring Jesse Buckley and Olivia Colman. And there's a couple other people in it too, but they're the two kind of big ones. Timothy Spall's in this. He plays the guy in Harry Potter that turns into the rat.
Oh,
Peter
yeah.
Pettigrew.
Yeah, yeah.
He's also in Enchanted. He's like the St. Susan Sarandon's right-hand man.
Plays another rat-like character.
Yeah, and Timothy Spall lost a ton of weight. He's like real kind of wasted away in his older age now. And it looks very interesting. He's taken a different role kind of than I think he's taken in the past, but still kind of a shithead in this.
Yeah.
Also in this small part by Alicia Weir, who plays Abigail in Abigail.
Abigail.
Yeah, the little vampire girl. So the plot of this. When the denizens of Littlehampton, including conservative Edith, begin receiving letters full of hilarious profanities, rowdy Irish immigrant or migrant Rose is charged with the crime of writing these lewd letters.
These wicked little letters that
Yes.
you wrote.
Exactly. They say it in it. They're like, you wrote these wicked little letters because it's British. Suspecting something is amiss, the town's women band together to investigate. So their letters are funny. They're like writing. So it's like Olivia Colman is this kind of stuck up church woman, And she keeps getting these letters. And Timothy Spall's her father lives with her, or she lives with him, and her mother, and they're all just clutching at their pearls when they read these things. And it's like, you stuck up old cunt, you like taking it in the arse, and you've had so many dicks in your fanny that blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And they're all just like, oh, who would do such a thing? Yeah, exactly. And oh, God save the queen. Oh, my sensibilities. And they're just like that the whole time, and they're like hitting up the local policeman and like, this is an arrestable offense.
How dare you?
How dare you unhand me?
Shut your hole.
Exactly. And so they're all like so offended at these letters, but they're coming anonymously.
Okay.
So they go, and there's one person played by Jessie Buckley who is not from the stuffy little English town that they live in. She's from Ireland. She's came over from Ireland. And her husband died in the war, and now she's got this daughter she's raising together, blah, blah, blah. And she's a ne'er-do-well. Not in the sense that she's like a criminal, but a little bit. She's just like...
mischievous.
She's
rough around the edges.
She drinks and cusses and tells people off to their face when, flies in the face of British sensibilities in 1915 or whatever this is supposed to take place. And there's a woman police officer in the movie who's a young... Indian descent woman who works at this police force, and they call her let's see what her name is. What is her name? Okay, it's Moss. Gladys Moss is her name, and they call her Policewoman Moss. No, Woman Police Officer Moss. That's what it is. Woman Police Officer Moss. That's her official title. So when she introduces herself, Woman Police Officer Moss, she did it.
Policeman officer.
Yeah. Which is funny because Olivia Colman plays a woman police officer in Hot Fuzz. Yeah. And he specifically says, you're not supposed to say police woman, you're supposed to say police officer. Being a woman has nothing to do with it. And she says, it's been handy a time or two, if you know what I mean, for me. She plays like a slutty police officer in that. And in this one, she is accusing her slut neighbor of being the one writing the bad letters to her. Oh. So, and she's living with a man out of wedlock, and they got the child, and da-da-da. So the funny thing is, it's set in like 1915, 1918 or something like that. And it's a true story. Oh. It's a true story. And it goes to trial. They arrest her ass over these letters. And they take her to trial. And the woman police officer, Moss, says, I don't think it's her. I don't think the handwriting matches. I don't think, and she's like, she would just say it to her face. Why would she write these anonymous letters? She's not the type of person.
Her sister was a witch!
Yes. Yes. So it's very fun. It's a very funny movie. The whole time I was giggling.
Okay, so it's a more lighthearted.
Very lighthearted. Yeah, very lighthearted. And it's like,
is it anything like the Guernsey Potato Peel Club?
It literally like that same vibe, but funnier.
Okay.
More whimsical, more funnier.
Because, less like romantic.
Yeah,
corny.
no romance at all.
Okay.
No romance at all. So it's very fun. And on top of, the main Jessie Buckley woman who's accused, Olivia Colman, who's the one getting the letters written to, and then the woman police officer, Moss, there's also all these women in town that are kind of like, well, if Rose didn't do it, I got a list of 10 people just off the top of my head that would write that old bitch, and then they basically try to catch the real person in the act writing the letters. Basically, they're going to try to save Rose because she's being railroaded and she's about to go to prison. And then who's going to take care of the daughter, right?
Right.
So, surprisingly good movie. And this is a recommendation from my pal Garrett from work. He's moving to Wisconsin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, starting Thursday. He's driving a 5-day drive to Wisconsin.
Did you tell him that I saw him?
I did not. I forgot to. We're too busy talking about our friendship, not your fake friendship.
Yeah.
So anyways, Wicked Little Letters, that is streaming on Netflix. And then just a short documentary I watched, a recommendation of Joseph Bridges, Carts of Darkness, 2008. Carts of Darkness from 2008. This is follows a group of Canadian homeless vagrants, basically, that live on the streets collecting recyclables, bottles and cans, putting them in shopping carts, or buggies as they call them, and then bombing down hills like skateboarders doing a big bomb.
Fun.
Yeah, it sounds like literally the dream for Tyler. The whole time I was watching this, I'm like, I've been to Tyler's house. This doesn't look really dissimilar to how he's living now.
My house is clean.
One of them gets a house at some point, and he's like, "Yeah, finally." Damn, that life looks good. Finally can look live like a normal human being. And he's in there and he's sleeping with like 2 socks as a pillow and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, they're not far off. So,
yeah.
But it's a really, really good documentary. It's directed and written by, or I guess directed and conceived by Maury Sipple, who was a filmmaker who got in a bad car accident and then ended up in a wheelchair.
Oh, geez.
And it took 10 years off making film, and he came back and he made this. And he said, "I've always lived in, was it Ontario, Northern Ontario? Or
I've always lived in squalor.
Northern, where is the? It takes place in." It's North Vancouver. I'm sorry. So it's in North Vancouver, and he's like, I've lived here for many years. I've never felt as part of the neighborhood because it's very upper crust and stuffy. And I spent 2 weeks with these guys in this community, and I feel like I'm more part of their community than I ever have been in North Vancouver. So really interesting perspective. I don't think there's a whole lot of drug use, but there's a lot of boozing. A lot of boozing. They love their booze.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is streaming on YouTube. Just watch it for free on YouTube. It's an hour long. It is really enjoyable. And the thing that I think about sometimes with documentaries like this is, you know, how do you end a documentary that's really just about kind of a community of people? It's either something tragic has to happen, something exciting has to happen, or whatever. And you get to know 4 or 5 of the different guys in that community pretty well. And you're like, well, how are they going to end this? The ending, they nail the ending. Really good ending.
So it doesn't just sort of like fizzle out.
No, because he says something along the lines of, you know, these guys have brought me in and given me more access to their community and treated me with more respect than I ever could have imagined from strangers. I have to do something to give back to them. And what he does is great. So I'll just leave it at that. So that's called Carts of Darkness. It's like shopping carts. Cart Narcs of Darkness from 2008. Really, really great recommendation. Thanks, Job. That is it.
Cool.
You guys have anything?
Well, I wanted to read the weather report here.
No. No weather. No weather. Thank you to our cool ass yard duties that are over on Patreon. You want to hit the 3? That is Javier, Heather, Michael, and Chris. If you want to support us on the Patreon, you can do so at patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass, or just watch us on the YouTube. That helps too. Until next time. Thank you for joining us today as we gab and chatter. We streaming pick. We talk about some Fistful of Dollars. And we get ready for The Great Silence, which is going to be up next for review. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast. Send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
And follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class.
And on TikTok at Middle Class Film Class. And on X at Podcast MCFC.
Follow us later on today on the stream or later this week as we do The Great Silence. We'll talk to you then.
See ya.
See ya.
This is Unrestable Offense.
Class dismissed.
I gotta get out of here.
The bell doesn't dismiss you. I dismiss you.
You're free to go.
See you next week.
See you later.
See you later.
That's a wrap.
Great show.